welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back right here to watch my video. And yes, it's always a pleasure to dish out great content for you surrounding lifestyle, good tips, great conversation, interviews, family love, and everything around my world. It's always such a pleasure. My name is Elisha Moyoserlu and welcome back again to another time here. But this time we're going to have the second part of our Instagram series where I get to share Instagram tips with you and how to quickly grow your Instagram page, as well as make use of all the Instagram functions. In the first part, we did talk about our personal branding and some of the things that you need to start doing right now if you want to give your Instagram page a facelift, especially if you run a brand or you are a personality, maybe media personality or whatever it is that you do, and you really need your Instagram page to sell what you do. Yes, we talked about it, and in case you missed that video, I'll put the link down below so you can go check it out and check out some of those tips I shared on how to grow your Instagram followers and of course how to get real-time followers within hours. Okay, but it takes a lot of work, consistency, and yes, you need to be ready for the hard work. All right, moving away from that, this time we're going to talk about how to make use of your highlights. You know, I got talking to someone recently and they were sharing with me how they find it difficult to make use of the Instagram highlights, and I'm like, hey, that's one of the tools that you need to use to set up your profile. I mean, if you want to have a profile that sells you completely, you need to make use of the Instagram highlights. I mean, you really need to. But first, let me give you a background of how the highlights came to be. It started off in 2017 when Instagram decided to add that feature in a bid to help you save your stories longer. You know, usually the Instagram story, WhatsApp story, as well as the Facebook story do not live longer than 24 hours. And sometimes we put so much strength into telling those stories, especially when you go out and then you want to show people where you are. If you're on a tour, if you want to show what your brand is like on a particular day, you're an event host and you're hosting an event and you have someone record all those very amazing side of you and you put it up on your story. You know, sometimes they can't post all these things on our page directly, so we want to share them on our stories, but they don't last more than 24 hours. So I guess that was the idea behind putting up a highlight option where you can share those stories again and have them live longer than 24 hours. So yes, it's a very important part of your profile, and the funny part of it is the first thing people see when they get to your profile. That is, if you utilize it in the proper way. And yes, it can also save people the stress of getting to know what your brand is about, what you do, what you're selling, how effective your brand is. I mean, it saves them all the stress because by one click they can get to see all your highlights and get to understand your brand in entirety. So yes, the highlight is something that you need to start using if you have not been using it before now. It's very, very important. So this time on the part 2 of the Instagram series, I will be sharing with you how to make use of your highlight and how to do it in such an amazing way that it attracts anyone who comes to your profile. Already in the last video, I told you that my highlight is something that I decided to customize by myself, and I did it in one day, taking my time and arranging everything about my works and life in such a unique way. I'm going to be showing you my page, but before then, let me quickly tell you some of the reasons why highlight is very advantageous to your brand and whatever it is that you do in order to give your Instagram page a facelift. One, like I said earlier on, it's about one of the things that people see on your profile when they get to your profile the first time. Apart from your biography, which you have to customize in such a reasonable way for people to understand what you do, you need to also use your highlights to tell stories that count. And that's why you have so much options to arrange your highlights in such a way that you can tell the story of each event that happened in your life or each of the services that you give out to people, as well as reviews if you want to do such. Well, it's about the first thing people see and you have to optimize it 100%. Also, it has a way of attracting people and making them stay on your profile longer, and this will give a plus to your profile strength. One thing Instagram does is they do not just look out for profiles that has 100,000 followers. They want to see how people engage with your profile. And when you have an highlight that is very interesting, you see that people tap the first one and then they just keep looking to the end and they stay longer on your profile. That would definitely give your profile a level of credibility, and you just find people coming to your page, visiting your post, and before you know it, they follow you because of what they see. So yes, it helps you tell the story in such a unique way, and it helps people stay on your profile longer, giving you the kind of credibility you want for Instagram to stop hiding your post. Because one thing Instagram does best is if your profile is not something people visit often, you find out that somehow your posts are hidden, and even when you have the level of followers that should give you a reasonable number of likes and engagement, you don't have it because people don't really engage with your posts. So the highlight is something that keeps people on your profile, and it can help you boost your profile credibility that way. Also, for those who have businesses, you can also use the highlight to share the growth of your business, what your business does, educative posts about your business, and you can also use it to share your reviews. So you have different icons or different parts of the highlights where you share some of these things. So one could be about your business, while the other talks about what your business does, and then educational post about your business, how people use your product, and then reviews about your business. When you arrange it this way, people will not have to scroll down through your profile in such tiring form to understand what your page is about. For me, like I said, I'm going to show you what my highlight is all about because it covers everything that I do, my services, and when you get on it, it is so easy for you to understand what I am about and what I do. Now that we know some of the advantages of the highlights, let me show you quickly what some people or how some people decided to put up their highlights, and I will show you mine at the end of the day and how to construct your highlights in such a unique way. While scrolling through Instagram, I've seen a lot of themed highlights, and I think I like a couple of them. Some make use of their highlight by spelling out their name, and I think that's really interesting. Each of the icon has a cover with the letter of their name on it, and I think that's really fabulous. Sometimes you can adopt nice colors that would also help you show forth your profile in such interesting way. It's all about fun anyway, because you want to add some spice, you want to add fun, and you also want to pass the message. Yeah, that's the goal. So yes, I like the name thing, and I've seen it a number of times, and I think it's very, very interesting. Another way people set up their highlights is to use a cover that represents a part of them that they're about to tell. So say you want to talk about your hair, you put a picture about your hair on it. You want to talk about the fact that you're a doctor, you put a cover picture of you on your professional attire. The same for a lawyer or whatever it is that you do. So basically, it's just all about perception. What do people see when they look at you? And then once you set up that highlight with a good cover, you can then input the stories that fit into that particular highlight. It's definitely very easy, and that's another way you can set up your highlight. Let me check out just one more before I show you what mine looks like. Yes, this is another very unique highlight. Apart from the fact that this has very unique colors, which is very attractive, it also has icon to explain what that particular highlight is all about. Making this cover is actually very easy. It's just about getting a particular background and using any of the editing app to write whatever it is you want on it, and then you come back to Instagram to make it your highlight cover. I mean, it's so easy. But for me, I decided to go a different way with this, and yes, I was very consistent with my color too. If you look at about 2 or 3 of the highlight sample I just gave you, they were very consistent with the color. They wanted to tell a story. They used a playful color of their choice as well as playful description, which I think is commendable. But for my page, which you currently see right now, some of the things that stand out for me is the fact that I'm also consistent with the color I used, and that is the white color. As you can see here, all the highlight cover I have here has white in it, as well as my profile picture. Somehow it just gives you that touch, and then you can easily identify the fact that there is something you need to go check out on this profile when you come there. So now, another thing about me is I love emojis so much. So I tend to play around with emoji a lot, and that's why you see that my highlight cover has a lot of emoji in it. From TV to on-air to event hosts, event flyers, YouTube, project, blog feature, RSW facilitator, as well as award. But there's something I forgot to mention earlier on, that you need to understand that when you want to give your highlight a title, you can only have 15 characters. That is, when naming your highlights, you can only make use of 15 characters. It gets to show only 10 out of the 15. So sometimes you might want to adopt something shorter so that people will not find it hard to understand what you've written because it's not showing fully. Although when they tap, they get to understand better. But then I'm just of the opinion that you make it shorter so that they will have an understanding of what you just typed. Another thing you need to also note is, for me, I prefer to use the hashtag with the highlight name because it just gives it that uniqueness. I mean, everybody is used to the hashtag thing, so it just really gives it that very simple feel, and then you just acknowledge the fact that, oh yeah, hashtag this, hashtag that, and then you just move on with clicking it and watching what it's about. So looking at what I have, I used an all-white feature for my highlight cover, and then you can easily see what I have here. When you tap, you can see all of my highlights. Where I have TV Girl, you see all of my TV videos right there. And yes, another thing you need to know is that you can only put about 100 pictures on your highlights. If you put more than 100, it will take out one of the old ones from the previous one you've added. So if you have more pictures to add or more stories to tell with a particular highlight name, all you need to do is probably start up with a part 1 or a part 2 and continue writing your story. Well, that said, let me quickly show you how to set up your own highlights in a very simple way. When you click on the plus button on your profile page, what you need to do is determine the story you want to tell. Remember, all the pictures that you have ever used on your story will be shown here after you clicked on the plus button. So you need to scroll through to know the kind of story you want to tell. So let's assume for this part, I want to tell a story of my TV works. All I need to do is to click the icon, and then it comes up and shows me everything I've once posted on my story that is in line with my TV work. Then I select everything one after the other as much as I can, remembering that it can only take 100. And after selecting them, I will click on next. Then it tells me to put in the name of my highlight, so I do my hashtag TV works. Then it also has a part where you have to edit the cover, and then you go to your home page. When you click on edit cover, you click on the picture icon for you to be able to choose a customized picture from your gallery. You should have set whatever it is you want to use as your icon before you get to editing the cover of your highlight. So for me, because it's about TV works, I choose to use the TV emoji just like I said earlier on, and then I am good to go. Just like that, my TV works is added to my highlight. It's pretty much easy. You need to understand that it's about your personality, what you like, what story you want to tell, and how you want to tell your story. But this is an amazing feature that you need to use to optimize your IG profile, because it's something that would help you boost your profile, boost retention on your profile, and show how people begin to relate with your profile and their understanding of your works and your business and everything that you do. So guys, I hope this is helpful for you. Remember to watch the previous video in case you missed it, and I'll be bringing you more tips on this one in a bit for you to optimize your Instagram properly, because these days people are complaining so badly about how they cannot get their hold on Instagram anymore. But this one would help you definitely, and you will thank me later. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the next video. Goodbye.